So let's play out those plates here that are coming in for Tamil Nadu. And this is once again keeping in mind basis what the 2016 share of seats is to what we're looking with respect to the projection for the upcoming election. So for the UPA alliance here, which is the DMK, Congress and the others, it's a projection between 154 to 162. That's the range, and that's looking better compared to 2016, because 2016 is at 98. So it's a swing of plus 3.8% there. For the NDA, which is this alliance of the AIDMK and the BJP now, wherein which seat sharing also has just been which has been finalized, we're looking at a projection of 61 to 69 seats in the assembly. Now, this is drastically coming down because the AIDMK currently, from the 2016 figures, which were the last elections that Jayalalitha had fought under her leadership, was a massive number of 136 seats in the state assembly. So undoubtedly, there is a loss of votes here because of a loss of a massive icon. Even the BJP AIDMK alliance coming together and bringing and Sasikala stepping down for the sake of consolidation of votes, it seems, is still not working to maintain that figure or even to maintain a halfway mark. The other numbers, of course, MNM is looking at a 3 to 7, not looking very promising here. And it's a swing of plus 7.1% because this is, of course, starting at 0. More numbers in this in just a bit here, but let's get in more voices here as well. We have Dr. Kanimori NVN Somu, who's the spokesperson of the DMK. We have Mr. V.A. Pugazen, the spokesperson of the AIDMK as well. My first question to the AIDMK spokesperson. Good evening. Thank you for being with us here. Is the loss of your icon, Jayalalitha, going to hit the AIDMK the most in these elections?
Good evening, madam. See that last election, 2016, the election, but every the exit poll clearly given the opinion only DMK will form the government. Kind information to you that Amma created the history by winning continuously for the second time. That all the exit poll opinion is wrong, like that we proved.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, proved. This is the opinion poll given the last time also same. We have done wonderful job in Tamil Nadu now. That 12,110 crores for farmers. The loan has been waived off completely. The need that students, that school students, by which 405 government school students as medical seat they join now because of the scheme. That new scheme, the 4 months announced and implementation that. Opening 11 new medical colleges, 2,000 Amma mini clinic, so many schemes. Now it is now already not only announcement, it is people getting benefited now. This is going on now. So the agenda also election manifesto also on the way. There's a lot of new announcement coming on the way. So this exit poll, we are not bothering this, that because last time we proved that is not correct. So this time also
so you're rejecting. You're rejecting the exit polls, of course, because these numbers not showing in your favor in your favor here. But let's also hear it from the DMK here. This is where the DMK is gaining enough here to hit much beyond the halfway mark and have a healthy alliance with the Congress. Your view, because it's also a difficult time for the DMK. Of course, you have a consolidation of votes with respect to the leadership of Mr. M.K. Stalin is concerned, but it's also for the first time that the DMK would not have its patriarch by its side either.
Hello.
Dr. Kanimuri, that question for you, please.
Yes, ma'am. I'm able to hear you only now. Sorry for the, I think there's some connectivity problem. And good evening to everybody. First of all, there is a vacuum on both sides. I do accept that there had been a leadership here and there, but in DMK it is not there because our leader has been walking with Mr. Kalankar from his childhood days, and he has been learning the politics, and he has also been the deputy CM, and he has proved himself in so many instances. That is one. Point number two, in 2016, we have lost the elections only by 1% of vote difference with the AIADMK. And last 10 years, they have been ruling Tamil Nadu, and not much of growth has been shown by the AIADMK. And people do want a change, and there is a lot of incumbency on the current EPS and the OPS who's running the government, which was actually elected for the sake of J. Jayalalitha. Now, as taking EPS into consideration, EPS is not a CM candidate, and he was not a CM candidate for 2016 elections also, and he's only a projection made by the BJP alliance along with the AIADMK. But whereas the DMK, we have been projecting our leader from day one, and there has been no confusions, and we have been even working with the people even when we are not in power, and we have been taking care of them. Not only that, always it has been proved that during the DMK reign, there has been a lot of improvements, and it's not just a mouth word which is just going out on air. Now, there has been so many things which the AIADMK has not completely done in the last 5 years. They claim there are so many medical colleges. Still now, for Mr. Pugarendi, special reference to make AIIMS, still there is only a single stone which is AIIMS written there, and still the building is yet to take off. I don't know what is the problem over there. And there was a very bad management of the pandemic in Tamil Nadu, though it was appreciated by the alliance of BJP that it was very well managed and everything. Because of their very mismanagement, we have lost around 12,000 people in Tamil Nadu. And not only that, the relief during COVID had not reached them on time. Now today, EPS claims I am giving you 1,500 rupees and all that stuff. We have already announced it in the 7-point vision day before yesterday by our leader. What was promised by ADMK has not taken up to the air and not reached to the people is what it has been shown. You can see the unemployment, you can see the electricity, how bad roads, the dip in the education system, coming in of NEET into the...
Yes, these continue to remain top of the mind for the voters here as well. Ms. Anila Singh, should the BJP be worried right now? The AIADMK, not in the same position as it was in 2016. How much the BJP can really gain on piggybacking with the AIADMK this time for these elections?
No, we are pretty sure that we are going to be the participant, a positive participant there in Tamil Nadu, and the NDA government is going to be formed there in the leadership of AIADMK political head, Mr. Palaniswamy. And I am sure that the people of Tamil Nadu, they are going to vote for this combination because they know it very well that the government in the center and the government in the state, if they work together, then definitely there is more progress for the people and for the betterment of the citizens residing in that particular state. So, by claiming so many things, I mean, a few days back, DMK, they had taken out a list of the negligence, corruptions, and all the things about AIADMK government there, and the answer was given back by the AIADMK that all these claims are absolutely false. So the fake and the false claims doesn't prove that the government is not performing, and I'm sure that the people of Tamil Nadu, they are going to vote again. And they are going to show the trust in NDA. So this is not only the hope, but
all right. You can't wish away corruption of the AIADMK because now you're in alliance with them here. But if we look at leadership, Mr. Javed Ansari, do you think the loss of face for both parties is the biggest loss, the loss of the iconic faces, neither of the two faces for these elections here. Current Chief Minister, Mr. EPS here, not as popular. 31.0% is what he's got as far as popularity votes here, going for a popular Chief Minister candidate. And the benefit to that here is coming in for MK Stalin for the DMK at 38.4%.
Clearly, the AIDMK has been the one that has suffered the most on account of the passing away of Ms. Jayalalitha. Of course, Karunanidhi was a towering figure, a colossus, but Stalin has the advantage of working with him. He's his natural legatee. He's inherited the political legacy left behind by his father. He was under training for a very long time, and that has been a seamless transition. Compared to what has happened in the AIDMK, they've fought, they've split, they're now threatening to come back again. Sasikala wanted to make her presence felt and then was prevailed upon by some behind-the-scenes maneuverings to stay out for the moment. So all that is going to tell. And traditionally, if you look, barring the last time, by and large, Tamil Nadu, they've changed power every 5 years, as is the case in Kerala. The last time around, surprisingly, the DMK alliance couldn't get the better of the AIDMK alliance.
Right.
That also largely because the Congress punched way below its weight this time around. The DMK has been very firm. They're very strict, very measly when it comes to distribution of tickets, and they are not giving an inch. So Stalin certainly, towering all the other chief ministerial aspirants, and that is working in its favor. And don't forget, DMK has a very formidable organization, formidable cadre, which largely remains with Mr. MK Stalin, as was evident from the last Lok Sabha elections and even now. So I'm not in the least surprised by what we are seeing now. In fact, I'd be surprised if the figure doesn't go up more in favor of the DMK.
All right. Okay. Mr. Pugasendi, talking about people's issues, voters' issues, top of the mind, taking away the biggest chunk are two issues which are directly connected to the central government, which are directly connected to your alliance with the BJP, and there'll be a lot of expectations for you to be answerable. Rising prices is 17% on that list for the voters. The farmers' issue, also keeping in mind the protest that we've seen on the central government farm laws here, it's going to take all of that into account, which is 18.9%. So these are the top two issues for the voter here. And how is it that you're going to deal with it? Because these are issues which, as I said, are directly connected to the central government, directly connected to your alliance partner, the BJP.
That is madam, that is others. Then I'm telling that that is only the state getting lot of benefits. Because of Amma, that Amma introduced a lot of schemes that getting 20 to 30 kgs rice for 2 crores people, kind information below poverty people getting that. Then free cycle for education education money also giving. Then laptop giving freely. There are so many things going on in Tamil Nadu. So now also that we announced 1,500 rupees for each every house, that housewives getting that. This is the thing, schemes are there, there is here absolutely no problem. Dr. Kanimudi just now mentioned that COVID-19, the only the state have done wonderful job, then appreciated from the central government, WHO also kind information. We are the #1 government tested more, the COVID-19 test. That fact or not, let her tell. Simply she is saying some problem or something, that nothing is a problem. Only that I accept that the gas, the petrol, diesel not in our hand.
So, Dr. Kanimudi, please respond to that. All the Amma welfare schemes here, can it nullify the newer concerns, the farmers' issue and the current rising prices here? Can those schemes nullify these newer concerns?
Ma'am, there has no schemes developed by EPS after the demise of J. Jayalalitha. Let me be very, very clear on that. We have been continuously having a price hike in Tamil Nadu, which has been terribly faced by the people of Tamil Nadu. Last 1 year, there have been so much of unemployment because of COVID, and we have been asking them to support the people momentarily, which the EPS and the OPS have been denying it, and it is only on the deaf ears of them. One. Number two is there were these claims to say that there's a lot of testing things. People number tested were definitely less than what the WHO criteria has given. Let Mr. Pugarendi go back and see into the what is the WHO criteria given, how many people needs to be tested per day. And first of all, there was always a discrepancy of 450 deaths in COVID,
Okay.
which was matched with the government and with the corporation. Let Mr. Pugarendi not forget about this. After the demise of Jayalalitha, they all claim this is Amma's Archie, Amma's Archie.
But yes, there was a discrepancy reported here, but as per our figures coming in, COVID-19 not resonating much as much of an issue here. It's barely at 4.03% here for the voters. Anila Singh, would you like to respond to this here, because it's for the BJP's election campaign in the state here to be facing the voters with this on what's troubling them the most is the rising prices. What's troubling them the most is the farmers' issues here, and to have the BJP directly respond to that, because this is connected to the central government policies.
So, if you talk about the farmers' issue, and especially if you talk about the 3 farm laws, I am pretty sure that the farmers in Tamil Nadu, they understand that what good these 3 farm laws are going to do for them. See, the scenario in Punjab, Haryana or Western Uttar Pradesh is totally different from Tamil Nadu. So these 3 laws, they are going to benefit Tamil Nadu farmers, and this is not going to reflect in any way negatively in upcoming polls. And if we talk about the rising price, especially of petroleum products, then we know it very well that only central government is not responsible for that. I mean, state governments, even they take lion's share. So if somebody says that central government, Bharatiya Janata Party government is to be blamed for the higher petroleum products prices, that is absolutely wrong. And people of Tamil Nadu, they also understand. And I mean, all the 5 states which are going for the poll, they and whole of the country, they understand that these are very trying conditions, very unprecedented conditions through which whole of the country is going through, and very
right.
soon
Mr. Javed Ansari, is this going to be a very extremely understanding voter? Because a lot of times what we hear from the BJP campaign in other states as well is double engine gadi, do engine ki gadi, have us in the center, have us in the state here. But these are issues that are impacting lives, because it's not a restricted state issue. It's coming down from the center.
No, I don't think so. But as far as, this hair splitting, there's a lot of merit in what Anila Singh ji is saying, that the states also impose their own duty and generate a lot of revenue. But in the people's eye, the center is primarily seen as being responsible for hike in petroleum prices. Anila Singh ji is now taking this wise position. But her own leader, when he was in the opposition, always used to blame the then government. He said that the price of petrol is exceeding even Manmohan Singh's age. So, I mean, political parties adopt positions depending on where they stand. Today, Anila Singh ji is in governance, so she's singing one tune. Tomorrow, or whenever, if they happen to be in the opposition, they'll be saying exactly the same things that the DMK, the left, and the Congress have to say on this issue.